Hey there, and a very warm welcome to this explainer from Next Level Speech and Physiotherapy Center. We're jumping right into a topic today that is incredibly close to our hearts, and probably yours too, which is speech clarity in children. My absolute goal today is to guide you through this, sometimes tricky journey of figuring out exactly why some kids struggle to be understood, and way more importantly, what we can do to help them. So let's just dive right in and unlock your child's voice together. Okay, picture this. You understand literally every single word your child says. To you, their little secret language makes total sense, right? But then, why doesn't the rest of the world get it? We hear this every single day in our clinic, and it is a huge emotional pain point. You see the blank looks from kids on the playground, or maybe a relative politely asks you to translate what your kid just said. It's frustrating. It's heartbreaking sometimes. If you're constantly having to play interpreter for your child, I want to validate right now. You are absolutely not alone in this. And I really mean that. You are definitely not alone. Just to put things in perspective, over the past 11 plus years, our clinical team here at Next Level has successfully supported over 7,000 children and their families right here in Dubai. In our clinical experience, we've seen absolutely every variation of speech clarity challenge, and we know exactly how to guide you through it. So what's actually happening? Well, when a child's speech is unclear, we generally trace it back to one of two main things. On one hand, you've got articulation disorders. That's the physical motor production of the sounds. And on the other hand, you have phonological disorders. And that is completely different. That's all about the brain's mental blueprint and the rules of the sound system. Figuring out which one we're dealing with is literally step one for us.
Section 1. The physical challenge. Articulation.
All right, let's talk articulation. With an articulation disorder, the child knows exactly what they want to say. The message in their head is 100% crystal clear. The glitch is entirely in the physical delivery, getting the lips, the tongue, the teeth, and the breath to all coordinate perfectly. It's kind of like a gymnast who knows their routine flawlessly in their head, but they just keep tripping up on the physical execution. So what does this look like in real life? Well, there are a few telltale signs we look for. It might be substituting sounds, saying wabbit instead of rabbit, or maybe a lisp where that S sound comes out as a th. Sometimes they just skip sounds entirely. Now look, every child messes up sounds early on. That is totally normal. But what we're looking out for are errors that stick around way past their expected developmental window, especially if it's making the child frustrated or quiet.
Section 2. The mental blueprint. Phonology. Okay, moving on to phonology. If articulation is the physical side, phonology is the mental side. A phonological disorder means the child is having trouble internalizing the actual rules of the language's sound system. And please hear me on this. This is absolutely not a child being careless or lazy. Not at all. A child with a phonological disorder can often physically make the sound just fine, but their brain is using the wrong mental blueprint to organize those sounds into words. In the clinic, we consistently see these really predictable, systematic patterns. For instance, a child might drop the final sound off of every single word, or they might do something called fronting, where sounds made in the back of the mouth, like a k or a g, get swapped out for front sounds like t or d, or cluster reduction, saying tain instead of train. Because these aren't just random mistakes, they're entire pattern errors. A child's speech can sound super muddy to a stranger, especially once they're past age 3. Which brings us to the million-dollar question, right? The one that causes so many sleepless nights. Are these errors just a normal phase, Your well-meaning friends will tell you to just wait and see. But when is it actually time to call in the experts? Well, the deciding factor is always age. What we consistently find with the families we support is that, simplifications are totally normal at age 2 or 3. But if those specific sound patterns or physical mispronunciations are hanging around past age 4 or 5, that wait-and-see approach, it's just not helping anymore. Getting a definitive assessment from our team is absolutely the best way to know for sure if it's just a phase or if it's genuinely holding your little one back. Section 3. The next level approach. Assessment and therapy. So, how do we tackle this? Well, when we identify a phonological disorder, we don't just sit there drilling random sounds. We use an amazing, evidence-based approach called minimal pairs therapy. Basically, we use pairs of words that differ by just one single sound. It's a real game changer because it targets the underlying pattern. We are literally helping the child's brain learn brand new language rules, which honestly often leads to incredibly rapid improvements across a bunch of different sounds all at once.
Now, for the physical articulation challenges, we use a really structured step-by-step ladder. We start by just isolating the sound. Then we move up to syllables, then whole words, then sentences, and finally, natural flowing conversation. We make absolutely sure each step is rock solid before moving up. It builds so much confidence and makes sure that when they walk out of our clinic, those new skills actually hold up in the real world.
But listen, the magic doesn't just happen with us. Yes, our clinic sessions are play-based, expert-led, and super fun. But home practice, that is the secret sauce. We empower our parents with really simple 5 to 10 minute daily exercises. It's a true partnership. Just a few minutes a day at home between our clinic sessions accelerates a child's progress so much. We really are in this together. And we definitely have to talk about where we live. Dubai is wonderfully diverse, right? So many of the kids we see come from households speaking Arabic, English, or a mix of 3 different languages. And phonological development actually looks different depending on the language. That's exactly why our DHA licensed therapists bring a really deep expertise in multilingual development to every single assessment. We tailor everything to the exact sound systems your specific child is navigating.
I want to leave you with a really crucial truth today. It is rarely too late. Seriously. If your child is older or if they've been struggling with this for years, take a deep breath and let go of any of that parental guilt right now. In our work here at Next Level, we see older kids, and honestly even adults, completely correct articulation errors with focused therapy. Progress is absolutely possible, and the best time to start is right now. There is genuinely no benefit to waiting. Once these errors have hung around past those typical milestones, we would absolutely love to welcome you to our calm, child-friendly clinic over in the Fattan Marina Business Hub in JBR. Just imagine for a second, what could your child achieve if they never had to hesitate before speaking? Let's unlock their voice together. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we really look forward to supporting your family soon.